Previously on Plotting Parsons.
Yeah, you guys all hop in this rowboat, and I guess you guys start rowing. As you row a little bit further, there's what looks like to be a beach town. Well, howdy, my name's Giggles. You know, you're my friends now, right?
Yeah.
A few years back, my daughter, her name's Guffaw. We had a little bit of a fight, and I haven't seen her since. And the last thing she said to me was that she was gonna go to Bell Island. You guys know how to sail?
Yes.
You guys seem well planned. There's a third figure facing the wall, and you recognize her as Sasha. You can see that where she was standing, there is an inscription.
It's a name. It says Silas.
If we can get a boat, then we should go by sea. But if we can get a car, we should go by land.
Hello there, Dragonborn. My name is Gareth. 500 years ago, my best friend was a Dragonborn. His name was Silas.
Wait, what are you saying about Dragonborn?
He's part sane, too kind no more.
We were hoping that maybe we'd be able to acquire a boat of some sort.
I got a boat.
Do you think you could give us a short course in how to sail?
You telling me you guys don't know how to sail?
No, I'm telling you, I don't know how to sail.
Oh, but the others do? That's good.
I yell, I can sail.
It seems like you got your captain there. He'll...
Oh, great. I didn't even know he could sail, so that's super.
Theeva, you're running around fixing like different, planks that are broken. You find a box. In this box, you find a letter signed Silas.
I haven't pooped in like 5 weeks.
You realize this, and then you poop for the next day.
I would like a hook
I
hand.
need to move my computer.
How can I get a hook hand?
Oh my god. Nick, get a better mic.
If Nix keeps losing parts and we keep replacing him, maybe slowly he'll become a robot.
I think like General Grievous style.
Yeah.
We'll be like Gamora.
I want to be a cyberpunk pirate.
Yeah. You start as a gnome, but you end as a warforged.
Oh, I definitely mean the other one. I don't mean Gamora. Nebula.
Oh, yeah.
Does anyone want to go over what happened last time?
Oh, yeah.
No.
The
Last time
Cookie pooped a lot.
we partied, right? Or was
Yeah,
it?
we partied on the beach.
Yeah, so we partied on the beach. We helped.
And we paid $1 bazillion to some people.
Anyway, we got transport. That was the big thing. We talked to a bunch of people about how to get transport, and then we got it, and then we were like, wait, we got this boat, and we're like, we don't know how to sail it. So Steve and Dan took a little sailing adventure to become master sailors, and it turns out that Steve is really, really good at sailing, and Dan, despite being a total surfer dude, is not. So, meanwhile, Cookie realized he hasn't pooped in the entire campaign. So he took a campaign's worth of jumps.
I feel like we should need to poop more than him because he managed to throw up. So
I don't even know. I just kind of assumed everyone was going to the bathroom, but I didn't realize that explicit.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
everyone else was, but I didn't realize that.
We're all really glad that you took care of that.
Tim puts in dreams, but he doesn't put in bathroom breaks.
And then Theeva went around and fixed the ship piece by piece.
Well, Cookie was pooping. Don't forget that
on
part.
the ship. Cookie was literally pooping on the ship while Theeva was fixing it. And then he hired like a newlywed couple to captain our ship. And also, God went and did some research on boats, so now he knows a little bit about boats.
You know a little bit about boats, guys.
You know what I learned about boats in the week since we last talked is that there's port and starboard, but before there was port, there was larboard. So it used to be starboard and larboard.
What?
No.
Yeah, look it up. Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, in the wind as you're out sailing?
Right.
Like, communicating larboard versus starboard.
Sorry, did you what? Starboard? No, starboard.
I mean, that's like east and west.
Oh, yeah, quite a bit like that.
There's no way this could go horribly wrong. Pro tip: I think we should all forget the word port and only use the word larboard.
I think that's going to be the most efficient thing we've ever done.
Yep.
I want to add on to the recap that I also found some trinkets, and one of them was very, very, very similar to the dragon of the dreams and the dragon of Ted's card. It had one blue and one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Ted's car.
Yeah, you know, the car that he has that we just decided we're not using to get around. Instead, we're going to stay up.
Yeah, Tim. Why did we decide that? You're supposed to be knowing all this stuff.
That was your choice. Could have taken the car this whole time.
Was the car?
Is he just bringing the car with us? Is he just like driving while
Just
we're
driving
just sitting
along.
there?
Yeah, he's gonna drive alongside you guys and stick his tongue out the window.
Is it one of those duck mobiles that's like half car, half boat?
If only.
Those trinkets were owned by Old Man Jenkins. Is that right?
Yeah, so I have to go return them to him, and I also wanted to ask him. Yeah, I wanted to ask him more about Silas because I also had those notes from Silas that were in the thing, and also Silas's name came up when we met Sasha in the crypts when she disappeared in her flash of staff hitting the
Flash of staffness.
yeah her staff.
Don't you mean Silas? That wasn't Silas.
Oh yeah, you're right. In Draconic it said Silas. So never mind.
Yeah, red herring. So you guys spent the entirety of yesterday doing stuff. It is.
Cookie didn't do that much.
Would you guys have slept over, or would you guys have taken off?
Well, we can't take off until we talk to Old Man Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta bring the stuff to Garrett.
I think we should sleep on the boat.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Yeah, let's set up some hammocks and
Yeah.
make a time of this. Try and make it homey. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm exhausted. The day was really long.
All of that
took a lot out of you. Really put it all out there.
And now he needs to poop some more because he was using up so much energy.
I would say.
I mean, we don't even eat. I don't know why he needed to poop so much.
After the day Nick had, he's probably super pooped.
Remember the episode when I said, "Oh, I realized I hadn't eaten several months." Well, now I've been eating since then.
Okay.
What have you been eating?
We're
you
in
know,
mountains and stuff.
Stuff that's around.
Yeah. It's not like we're out in the forest.
Are we gonna have an episode where Cookie realizes he hasn't been breathing for a while?
Or like blinking, like his eyes are dry and crusty.
No, don't give him any ideas.
So yeah, the last thing you did was you were chatting with Rainbow and Spicy Chili Peppers. So they come on the boat with you and they start helping you decorate it up with hammocks, and I mean they go grab some of their blankets and stuff from their little hut and help you guys hang them up around the below decks area. They're like, ew, what's that smell?
Oh, Dan will make a perception check, and if he sees it, he'll clean it up. I got something. I got 10 plus whatever my modifier is. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's very smelly, so a 10 will do it.
Dan doesn't even ask questions. He's just like fudge and just starts cleaning. And no one has that cantrip that magically cleans stuff, do they?
You know you're not supposed to poop where you sleep, and you literally did that.
So Dan has mage hand, so he doesn't touch any. He's
He
just
has a mage hand?
Yeah,
What?
with like 2 fingers, like daintily picking up the nugs.
well, I mean, better than using his actual hand. Right? Like that's not gonna happen.
No fair.
That he has mage hand?
Yeah, I want mage hand.
Don't you have mage hand?
No, I don't have mage hand.
Well, you can minor illusion mage hand.
Minor illusion doesn't do anything
Here's the
except
thing,
making
okay.
minor illusion.
If I can make a mage hand, and then you can make the mage hand look whatever you want, and together we'll be unstoppable.
You can make the
Yeah, but
you can
my
make the
illusions won't
coolest,
do anything.
you can make the coolest hand puppets that I've ever.
There's synergy here, Isaiah.
I
mean,
can basically do everything, and you can just touch. That's all you can do. Touch.
that's pretty much it. I have a couple of spells, but
Are
no.
there any people in this town that you guys want to say bye to before you hit the hay?
How about silly?
Giggles?
Giggles. Okay.
Yeah, we should say bye to
Scientist. I don't think we really need this purple slime. Next, he's gonna say we need orange slime.
I think the green slime is going to come in useful. So
Yeah, I'm glad we
Do
have
we
it.
even have any green slime left?
I meant the flubber. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens when we bring this guy purple slime.
We also do have a green slime left. I only gave you 2.
Oh yeah, it eats through everything. Who's got that?
I do.
Okay, that's super. You can dump that on a lock. You can dump that. You can.
I know, that's why I kept it. I took 3 and I only gave him 2.
You know what's going to happen is Theeva's going to drop it on the ship and it's going to sink.
I shouldn't have told you I had it though.
I think we need to elect a captain. Well, I guess we're hiring a captain. I guess my question is who wants to name this ship?
What?
Me.
I mean,
I'm gonna name it.
you've never asked Gareth if it already has a name.
I don't.
I'm gonna name it.
have a name. I don't
I'm
think.
gonna name it. I'm
All
gonna
right.
name it.
All right, we're all like Steve. Steve, what's this ship called?
Cookie poops a lot.
Cookie poop. The SS Cookie poops a lot. I love it. This can be the poop deck. That can be the poop hole. It'll be amazing.
I mean, the poop deck is already a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like I like it. Very literal.
Yeah, it's got multiple meanings. It's fantastic. I don't remember what Dan sounds like. I don't think he sounds like that.
So different.
He's not a
He's like-
pirate. He's a surfer
He's
dude.
like, yo, dude, I'm Dan. Right?
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Man, what happened to you there?
Sorry,
I think it's because he hasn't pooped.
it was all that salty air, you know.
I'm gonna go into the bathroom.
Okay, so again, while this is
There's
happening,
the bathroom.
I'm the ship,
All right,
and I'm bringing the stuff to Gareth.
who is going to see Giggles? Who's going to see Gareth?
I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm
I'm
going.
fast asleep.
Okay, so just you and I.
So, are you both seeing both these people, or are you just Stan going to see?
I think I'll go with Theeva. You know.
Yeah, and then we'll stop. We'll hit up Gareth, stop to say bye to Giggles on the way, and roll out.
Okay, you realize you don't know which hut is Gareth's.
Yeah, but we figured when the last one we were like, there aren't that many.
We
Yeah,
just start making the rounds, you know.
Yeah, but we already know
We
the.
just go to Giggles.
We already know like four or 5 of them because we know Giggles, we know Pringles, we know Gurgle,
Right.
we know one more, and then we know the dog.
We can let's just say goodbye to Giggles and then ask him which hut is this.
Good. Nice, like it.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping you guys would do. I don't feel like making up new characters yet.
No, I want to have an extended conversation with Gurgle.
You guys head over to Giggles' hut.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Wait, Isaiah, where's Steve going?
Into the bathroom.
Oh, okay. What's he gonna do there?
There is a little like closet that you open up, and there's a pit that just falls right down into below the decks into the water. That is the bathroom.
We should also call the bathroom the poop deck, just to be as confusing as possible.
Where's the house that we used to be in?
The hut?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bathroom in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find the bathroom in there.
All right, you just leave the ship and go to the bathroom and Giggles' daughter's hut. Okay, you peel off when you guys almost get to Giggles' hut, and you're like, "Where's Steve going?" He peels off and goes into his daughter's hut. You guys knock on the door, and Giggles opens up, and he's like, "Oh, hey guys, I was hoping you guys would show up."
Yeah, we're heading off soon. We're probably gonna sleep in the harbor before we go, but we just wanted to say goodbye. You've been such a nice host and just a general.
Since Cookie since Cookie destroyed your grandmother's china, I think.
He went to the bathroom in a different hut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, in the bathroom, did I find it? Did I find the bathroom?
Knew the bathroom.
Well, in the bathroom, I'm going to try and let's see.
Roll to poop.
Oh, what are you trying to do?
Constitution test.
I'm gonna flush it.
There's not flushing.
There's no flushing on the toilet.
There isn't plumbing.
It's like an outhouse. It's a bucket, basically.
Oh. Why isn't there plumbing?
You should talk to the professor about this.
The professor's laboratory definitely has a toilet with a flusher.
No, I'm not going in there. Why is there no plumbing?
That's just how it goes in these little towns.
What do they just do? Where does all the poop go? Into the ocean?
Ground. It just goes into the ground, man. Deep into
That's
a hole.
plumbing.
I love how we...
Bucket, and they dig a hole and they dump the bucket into a hole, and then they try to stay away from the areas that are just filled with poop because it smells.
Every session, we should try and delve into a subject that Tim has allowed us to delve into, but wasn't prepared to. And this week it's septic tanks. Last week was boats. This week
I'm gonna try and find where Dan went in Theeva.
Okay. You find them, they're
I'm gonna say there aren't flushers on the toilets.
What's a flusher?
Yeah, and I'm confused.
Yeah, that's just kind of what we have here in fantasy world. Giggles is like, I'm glad you guys stopped by. It was really fun having you. And he looks at you, Righteous Dan, and he's like, I actually have a little bit of a favor. I've been thinking about this.
Oh, anything I can do?
I know you guys aren't going this way, but if your travels ever take you to Bell Island, could you just keep a lookout for Guffaw?
100%. Is there anything we should say to her?
Just tell her that her pops misses her.
Absolutely.
I'm very sorry.
Who's your pops?
He puts a hand on his shoulder and says, No problem.
And then he says, and alternatively, you could always pick me up and drop me there.
Oh, you want to go to Bell Island?
I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna try and find a way to get there.
Okay, let me talk with the crew and we'll see what our plan is. I think we're headed inland for now, but maybe let's have. I'm not really in charge of directions, but I will argue for this because I.
Yeah, in our way back, I'm sure we could convince people to go to Bell Island.
I'm going to be honest that the last time I tried to convince these people to go somewhere that wasn't their original destination didn't go so well. But this time, I feel good about it.
He's like, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you, Giggles.
And he gives you all a hug, a big group hug.
Aw.
Very sweet.
Snickers comes in too and joins in.
Oh, hey,
Because
And then he flosses and then runs a dab. Yeah, does a dab, yep.
Giggles, could you tell us which way to Gareth's? We want to stop in to thank him and say bye as well, and I'm not sure where his hut is.
It's like, yeah, of course. And he points to the hut, where it is now. It's a stone's throw away from here.
And the next 45 minutes were spent throwing stones.
Thanks, Giggles.
You guys go to Gareth now?
Yeah, we walked to Gareth.
All right. As you knock on the door, it opens, and he's there before you even knock, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I was just about to come find you."
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was wanting to see what went on with the ship. How's she doing?
Doing well. We're gonna sleep on it overnight and head out. But we did.
Sleeping?
What?
What's sleeping?
What sleeping?
Yeah. All we ever do is long rests.
We're going to long rest on it overnight.
Isaiah realizes he hasn't slept in several months.
he passes out where he stands. While we were getting things straightened up and patched up a little bit, I found some things that I think belong to you. and I wanted to get them back to you. And I take out the 2 little boxes and I hand them to him.
He takes them. He's like, "Oh, thank you. And he he pulls out a bunch of stuff. He takes some time to read through the letters. You see his eyes tear up a little bit. He puts them in his pockets. He takes the wooden dragon totem, but he takes a few of the things and he puts them in the box and hands them back to you. And he's like, these need to stay with the ship.
Oh.
Inside is the dragon, the statue, the metal dragon. And also you see a jar and it's full of dried out dragonflies. And he's like, and there's one more thing. And he goes into his house and comes back out in a minute, and it's a map. And you see it's like a very detailed map of the currents on the western coast of this realm.
We don't need that.
And you see it like it contains the whole western coast all the way down past Bell Island to Obsidia, and it also continues west a little bit, and you see like a tiny bit of land there, and it's titled Heresy. And he gives this to you, and he says, "This will be useful." Yes.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate this map. I'm interested in the dried dragonflies and this metal dragon. Why do you say they need to stay with the boat?
Also, what did you say the name of that island was? I'm just taking notes.
Heresy.
Heresy. Like
We already have Dana to take notes. We don't need you.
Erissea.
Thank you.
Yeah. It doesn't look like an island as much as like, you know how Antarctica looks on maps where it's like just like a part of it and then it disappears off the edge?
Yeah.
That's what this looks like as well. And
Awesome.
he's like, yes, it'll be easier to show you. And he starts walking towards the boat.
Quick, what is this land over here on your map, man?
Oh, he laughs a little bit and he says, yes, this map was made by Silas. See, he used to take the ship around all over before I met him. And he claims he sailed west until he found another land.
Oh, wow.
What was
So
in that?
Silas made this map?
Yes, and I helped eventually.
Whoa.
Especially with this. We sailed together to Obsidia and Bell Island.
Have any of us ever heard of Heresy before? Is that like?
I would say that you two, if you grew up in the East, never have heard of this.
Got it.
Steve, you could do a history roll if you want.
Nope.
I don't know if he wants to.
No.
Okay, sounds good. So we're walking over to see what the dragonflies do.
And as we're walking, I'm also going to ask him about the metal dragon. I'm going to say, also, I'm interested in this metal dragon. We've seen this come up before, actually. Looking really similar, with the red eye and the green or the blue eye.
Yes, Silas. He said this was a good luck token for him and his ship.
Oh.
He said it must never leave the ship.
Why is it good luck?
He said it was some god.
Oh.
The god of dead
A
dragons.
dragon god.
I was never too much into the gods. To be truthful, I never really asked him about it.
You call that religious?
Fair. I also, it just, during all my work came back to me, actually, when you were talking about Silas. When we were in Denathan, we saw Silas, his name in the crypt.
Ooh.
And I noticed, as I was going through to see what these boxes were, I noticed that these letters seemed to be from Silas to you. And one was about Denathan, and I'm interested in his connection with Denathan.
You opened and read my letters?
Yes, I did. I apologize for that. I was trying to figure out what these things were.
Well, yes. Silas and I spent a lot of years on the sea. We stopped in Denathan one day. On his behest, we were to leave the next morning after stocking up on some food, but he told me he had something important to do. And the next morning, I only saw the note on the the
I'm
boat.
so sorry.
Oh.
You have any idea what he stayed to do?
And he sent me a note again, telling me to come to Denathan, back, which you saw, I believe.
Yeah.
But before I could get there, Denathan was set afire in the War of Flames, and I had to retreat back here to safety.
I see.
What race is he again?
He's a gnome.
Okay, so and the War of Flames was like over 100 years ago, right?
It was like 500 years ago. This dude's super old.
Real old now.
Oh, gnomes can live that old?
Yep, that's why he's a gnome, because can't live that long.
I didn't realize I had that much longevity.
Yeah, man, you really lost something when you lost your foot. It's like you could have had that foot for a long time.
At this point, you guys make it to the ship. It's been a while. He's very slow with his cane, but he walks onto the ship. He says, "You've done good to her."
Thank you.
He slowly, very slowly descends the stairs below decks, and there's like a few like crates stacked, and he asks you guys to move them. And once you move them out of the way, there's a little pedestal, and on the pedestal there's an inscription it's in Draconic.
I can read Draconic.
Yeah, can I read it?
You guys read, it says, "Powered by dragonflies." And
Excellent.
he puts the jar on it, and it like fits perfectly into like this little depressed circle on top of this pedestal. And he's like, he laughs and he says, "I think this is a joke, but I don't know. Silas told me to always keep this here."
Do they have to be live dragonflies or dead's fine?
They're dry. They're dried up and they're dead.
I've had these for about 300 years, my friend.
Okay, cool.
Is there a place that we're supposed to keep the dragon? Or just a place for the dragonflies?
Below this pedestal, like, I guess like below the top of this pedestal, there's a little cabinet, and he opens it and he says, "Silas always kept this dragon in here, but I also saw him carry it around sometimes. I don't really know what the protocol is."
Okay. Thank you, Garrett. Uh-oh.
He smokes his pipe a little bit.
We should take this guy with us.
No, absolutely not. He can't stay out over. I'm going to help Garrett
I'm back.
upstairs because I'm a little concerned about his ability to get back up.
He says, I'm fine, but he accepts your help anyway. Clearly, he's not super fine. And you bring him back up, and he takes one last look at his ship. He waves at Spicy and Rain, and he's like, "Hey guys, make sure you treat her well. She's been around the block, but, you know, she's a good one."
Did you tell him what she's called now?
Nope.
Certainly not.
Can I wake up?
Yeah, you can be awake.
I wake up and I come out of where I was asleep and I see him and I say, "Oh, are you talking about the SS Poop Slot?"
This ship, she has a name.
Yes.
What's the ship's name?
It's called Silas's Journey.
Ah.
Oh, well, we changed it.
It's actually called Cookie Poop Slot.
I would prefer not to hear about that.
But what?
We are very thankful for you, Karen. And if we hear anything on Silas, anything more, we'll try to let you know.
Please do. Thank you.
I'm gonna help him off the ship too, because
Then let's take a long rest and head out.
Yeah. You help him back to the hut. He gives you a quick hug, and he's like, "I really appreciate you bringing me this stuff. Thank you." And he closes the door and goes inside. And you guys hop onto the ship and go below decks. It still smells a little funky, but you guys are used to it by now.
Can I make like a nature check to see if I can find any plants that are fragrant and don't smell like poop?
Yeah, you can hop off the ship and make a nature check. Hop in the woods a little bit.
I got a 3.
You find some flowers and you grab them. You just think they're gonna be fine, and you run back to the ship and you put them in, and you realize like the flowers stink. They're like,
I'm gonna go get those. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna gonna nature check those flowers too.
Okay.
Well, that was a mistake.
While they're checking for flowers, I would like to do a check on the pedestal. Can
Okay.
I do, what would it be, like an Arcana check?
You can tell me what check you're trying to make, and that might determine what you learn about it.
I want to see if there's anything magical about this situation. I want to figure.
I got a perfect 20.
You got a perfect 20. Were
Nice.
you looking at
And I
these?
confirmed it.
Were you looking at these flowers, or were you trying to find new flowers?
I'm looking at these flowers.
Okay. I mean, what you know about these flowers is that they're like, you know how stink bugs exist in our world?
Mhm.
Well, in this world, they're stink bugs. And you know that they smell really bad, and not only do they smell really bad, if you like crush them, they become even smellier. So you quickly are able to grab them and throw them off the ship, and you're like, no,
Goodness.
bad. Theeva, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to see. I'm trying to just figure out.
Theeva wasn't doing anything.
Trying to figure out if there's anything.
You did Arcana?
I imagine, right? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If there's anything like magical about it, or I'm just trying to figure out what this whole like powered by business is.
Theeva, you do this Arcana check on this pedestal, and what you remember is that when you were in Druid school, you learned that sometimes people would embed like these magical mechanisms into their ships that when they were triggered by something specific would power the ship magically in different ways. You don't know how this one works.
Even with a 23?
You know what it is. You just don't know how it works.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check too.
I think I got a 23, so I think we could do a different check to try to figure something else out.
I'm doing a Arcana check. I got a 20.
Yeah.
Not
Wow.
not a natural one.
You two know the same thing that Theeva knew because she also rolled a 20. You I assume learned about these ships while you were copying scrolls in Moran.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try to figure out how it works.
We should just get some live dragonflies and see what happens. I bet if they're live, something will.
That's actually super true.
I think there'll be a time, like the next time we like, it doesn't seem like we need it right now. Since
Yeah, I also think it's time to rest.
yeah.
Okay. You guys sleep?
I mean, Dan's ready. Dan goes to his hammock and he.
I would like to spend part of the night, because I slept during the day, building a fishing rod with my Tinkerer's kit.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay up, and every time Cookie does something, I'm gonna touch his creation.
Roll intelligence, and because you are proficient with Tinker's tools, right?
Yeah.
You can add your proficiency bonus. And describe to me how you're making this fishing pole.
I bet I'm gonna somehow mess up what Cookie's doing by like touching something that I'm not supposed to touch, and it'll like break in half.
You're trying to sabotage his.
No, I'm just gonna, like I said, like every time he does something, I'm gonna touch his new creation.
You're just gonna touch it?
So if he glues something onto something else, I'm gonna touch it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I take some string and some wood, and the string is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a string. I tie it to. Well, first I turn the wood into a rod, and this I do by, I don't know, cutting it until it's a bunch of long, skinny things like rulers.
Okay.
And then, I don't know, how do you bond wood together? I would know as a tinkerer.
You glue it. You glue it.
Well, yeah, I glue it, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like keep touching it.
Okay.
As he puts the wood together, I'm gonna touch it.
Cool.
I have infinite patience, so I'm just.
Does
focused
anything
on
mess
the
up?
task at hand.
You do not have infinite patience. I'm going to try and make a web that looks like a spider web with his Tinkerer's kit.
Huh. Like a string web?
Yeah.
Okay, you're like crafting up a string web. Cookie, is your rod is essentially wood and string.
Yes, that's it. And then I'm gonna tie bait to the other end of the string.
Okay.
Oh, and how am I gonna? Is there like a reeling mechanism? I guess not. No, I'm just going to walk to the other end of the boat every time I use it to get to the fish.
No,
So
you should make a reeling mechanism.
how
Am I gonna finish my web before him?
how long is the string?
It
me?
is. I don't know. It doesn't say what's in a Tinker's kit. So.
Tim, am I gonna finish mine before he finishes his?
Roll an intelligence roll there, Theve.
I don't know. 20 feet of string.
Okay. Roll your intelligence plus proficiency.
Alright.
I got a 13.
Okay.
I got 23.
Oh wow. Okay, Steve, does not fool many people. You can try to trick people on it, but it's going to be pretty easy for them to figure out it's not actually a spider web. It looks pretty stringy, but it's in web form.
When did I finish?
You just want to know if you finished before or after Cookie?
Yeah.
I think you were struggling pretty hard with this, and you finished around the same time as him, even though he was making something more complicated.
Okay. When I finish, I'm gonna try and put the web on his head.
Okay. Well, Cookie, you finished your fishing rod. It looks crude, but it looks like pretty sturdy. It looks like it'll do the trick, so you can use it to fish.
Nice. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna take out. Aren't there a
What-
bunch of
what do you-
fireflies?
When are you gonna
somewhere?
respond to my web on your head?
Yeah. Also, Steve just put a web on your head.
Yeah, more like a web of lies. Aren't there a bunch of fireflies on the ship somewhere?
Dragonflies, and they're dried up, and
No!
they're 300 years old.
I'm gonna take one of those dragonflies.
Unreal.
So you open up the jar and you reach inside.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. As soon as you touch one of the dragonflies, that dragonfly bursts into dust.
I close up the jar, and I guess I'll wait until morning and try to catch some bugs. Or you know what?
I'm
Am I
gonna.
well rested by now? Can I just spend the rest of the night trying to catch bugs?
Do you want to
I'm
do that
gonna-
demo again?
I'm gonna try and make a fishing rod the rest of the night.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Steve, you're gonna have to go to sleep. You're getting really tired, unless you want to become nocturnal as well, or be exhausted tomorrow.
How do I become nocturnal?
You just sleep during the day and you stay awake during the night.
So you'll be exhausted
Nah.
and sleep.
While everything fun is happening, you'll be sleeping.
I'm gonna try and make like a terrible fishing rod by gluing a piece of wood to a piece of string.
By the way, I put my tinker's tools away.
Oh,
Steve,
boo!
I think you need to go to sleep, otherwise you're not going to get enough sleep.
I got that Tinker's kit for you.
I earned it.
No, you didn't.
Kids party.
I was the big show.
Steve, you're going to have to go to sleep, otherwise you're going to be exhausted tomorrow.
Oh, I'm gonna make an illusion of a bed, and I'm gonna jump onto it.
Okay, you jump onto it and you fall and you hit the ground and it hurts a little bit. And then you go to sleep. Cookie, while you're walking around doing whatever you said you were about to do, Loch comes out of like some corner he was in.
I forget about this character every session.
He's like, "Hey, what are you up to? What are you doing?
Catching some bugs so that I can catch fish tomorrow.
Oh, can I help?
Yes.
I only need 4 hours of sleep a night, apparently. So
That's pretty useful. Yeah, can you just help me catch a ton of bugs?
okay, so
Put
you
it
guys,
in,
you guys
I
are
have
trying to
everything.
catch some bugs.
How much? I'm gonna look something up.
Just put them in your pockets, I guess.
Cookie, do I guess a survival check with advantage because Loch's helping you.
Okay. I got a 12.
And what kind of bugs are you trying to find? Like,
I feel like probably, well, we're on the water. Probably like flies and mosquitoes
are you looking on the ship or did you get off the ship?
and dragonflies.
I'm
Oh, I
actually
thought we
gonna
were
take
sailing.
No,
You guys are
Um,
have not taken off yet. You
Oh,
guys,
Tim.
well, let's just look for worms. I'm just
Tim.
looking for worms.
Tim.
Okay. You guys. Sorry, Steve. I gotta do this thing first
Hey,
because
Tim.
I'm doing Cookie's thing.
I'm gonna do a short rest. There you go. I'm done.
All right, Steve. We can do whatever you want to do after I do Cookie's thing. So Cookie and Loch hop off the boat and are looking for worms. You guys are able to dig up exactly 3 worms. It's pretty long work, and you don't find many. But I think you find 1, and then Loch comes over and digs there too, and you find 2 more there. But that was all the worms you found.
Oh boy.
Loch did the best.
Loch's like, I don't think there are many worms by the ocean.
It's okay. 3 is enough. We can use the fish to catch more fish.
Maybe it's
Well,
because
we
there
touch
aren't any toilets.
Alright, I'm gonna go meditate for 4 hours now. That was fun though. Kind of a little bit.
Alright, I go back to sleep.
It wasn't very fun, but thanks anyway. And then he goes to meditate, and you go to sleep. Steve, you short rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh
So you like wake up after a few hours, and everyone's asleep.
I'm going to try and where did you put your Tinker's kit, Cookie?
In my backpack?
Are you wearing your backpack?
Of course. I'm always wearing my backpack.
Okay, well I'm going to try and make an what time is it? When do I think
So,
that
Isaiah,
everyone's gonna wake up?
if you don't get your long rest, you're gonna be exhausted, even if you short rest.
Oh, fine.
If
Boy,
you're
Isaiah, you don't even go to bed on time in D&D.
Most of the times we only rest for like 2 minutes, and then boom, we're all satisfied.
Well, that's because we are all resting, so we can just skip the rest.
Okay, you guys rested. Even Steve, he tried to sneak around and do mischievous stuff, but realized it was boring because everyone was asleep. And
When everyone wakes up, I'm going to try and illusion Cookie's backpack on.
Okay, but he's wearing it, so we can feel it on his back.
Oh yeah.
I also never look back at it on my back.
I'm gonna say, Cookie, where'd your backpack go? With a smile on my face.
I reach back and say it's right here and pull it around to the front of me, and I'm like, huh, this is weird.
So because you already cracked the illusion cookie, it appears as like a shimmer in space, and you know that means Steve's messing with it.
Of course.
I'm gonna try and explode the backpack with an illusion.
whoa, this is a lot for the morning.
Yeah, I'm like still rubbing my eyes, you know, like, doing my morning stretch and roll of the wrist.
So Rain and
Hot chili peppers.
Icy had slept in their own hut. They come back with like a few bags of stuff. They have a jar.
No!
They have a jar full of food and a jar full of water that they've collected.
But no dragonflies? Weird.
It's like enough for you guys for one day. They're like, yeah, this is all we got. Are we ready to go? Ready to set sail?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Let's hit the waves.
So where are you guys headed?
Just before we do this, was Giggles like asking to eventually go for Bell Island, or he's like, I'm gonna head out to Bell Island right now if you guys are heading that way?
it sounded like it was eventual, but
You guys can interpret what he said how you want. If you
Hey,
want
Tim.
to figure out what his intentions are, you could roll an insight check on them in your memory.
Hey, Tim,
Sure, I'll do that.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
What is base walking speed?
that's just how fast you can walk.
Dragonborn's base walking speed is 30 feet.
That means in 6 seconds, aka a turn of combat, you can walk 30 feet.
Or
Yep.
300 feet in a minute.
True.
That's a football field.
Yep, you can walk a football field in 1 minute.
Uh,
What'd you roll?
I got an 8 on my insight.
Okay. You guys aren't sure. Like, you got, like, as you feel in real life, your characters feel in the game. Like, you feel like it was pretty ambiguous, and you kind of wish you had asked them more questions.
Gotcha.
hey Steve, did you get any vibe from Giggles? Whether it seemed to me like, you know, he might be waiting, but I'm not really sure.
He was pooping.
When you-
I'm going to try and make an explosion sound.
What?
Your mouth? Like,
And the explosion sound will and when the explosion sound happens, I'm gonna open my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you sound like you have, like, the most violent burp that's ever been burped. Wow, are you okay? What'd you eat last night?
And I'm like,
Now I'm gonna make like beep bop boop bop,
Hey
like,
guys.
but in like a robot voice thing.
I shrug and realize it's a lost cause to try to ask Steve about what he thought Giggles meant, and
Hey guys. Giggles asked if we would take him down to Bell Island.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
he did. I was there.
Yeah. He asked me and Theeva.
I don't believe you. You're gonna have to persuade me that you're telling
All
the
right.
truth.
I'm gonna make a persuasion roll.
We
I
can't
mean-
persuade on each other, right? Though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's if Cookie decides he's not persuaded by you, Cookie
Okay.
is not persuaded
Well,
by
okay. I don't know what to say to that, but you're pretty
You know
weird.
what though? I really want to go to Bell Island.
Oh
I
yeah.
was a diplomat from there
you.
for like 10 days.
Should we take him to Bell Island first? I want to also point out though that people have been having these dreams about the guy that we met in the forest.
What are you talking about? We never tell each other about our dreams. Maybe you did.
Oh man.
I didn't have any dreams about anybody.
Okay. Never mind. Whatever. You can go wherever y'all want to go.
Cookie, I need to tell Cookie that he's a liar.
What were you gonna say?
And Cookie, we did share our dreams.
Oh, really?
I think you guys have said before that you always share your dreams.
Aha.
Oh,
Excellent.
well, I stopped. I never share my dreams anymore.
All right, well that's why I don't give you cool dreams.
Yeah. Dan, you had the dream about the elves in the city with this dragon statues and all that stuff, and the guy with the scar on his face. That's the guy that we met in the forest who told us to come to meet him in Moran, and he was going to show us how to get into Mithril.
I just realized that there's
He was like waiting for us, telling us to come.
a god in this world named Dice. Well, there are multiple gods. The D20, the D6, the D4, the D100.
Ruled by the D100. Yeah.
I'm very into this interpretation of the dice.
Does that mean that God took my leg all those times ago?
No, you took your own leg. Let's be real.
And then didn't get out, just kept going. So yeah, I just want to bring that back up, that we are having dreams. Both Steve and Dan had dreams with this guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know you. Like, I'm sort of new to this, so I'm gonna go with whatever you guys think best. But Giggle seems like a pretty cool dude.
I know, I want to help Giggles.
But it also seemed, I really want to get. It's like I really want to get you guys down to Halvern. To be honest, that's the other, knows.
I'm not ready to go back to Halvern area.
I mean, guys, there's no right answer. Do what you guys would think your characters want to do.
I want to save my bunny, so actually I want to head over to Moran.
Theeva?
I am really torn between whether we should go to Moran first and come back to bring him, or if we should just I'm going to pull out the map and I'm going to look and see if I can tell how long it would take us to get to Bell Island and back.
Steve, what's your take?
Do a survival roll to see how well you can read this map.
Excellent. Yeah, a 4. I can't read the map at all.
Yeah, you're confused. You've never seen a map that looks like this with all the currents and stuff, and you don't know how it works.
I take out my poorly drawn map and say, well, how about this one?
The one that we already decided wasn't to scale.
Yeah.
I am thanks, Cookie. And
I draw scale markers on the bottom.
Yeah, by your map, it looks like it's going to take you 3 minutes.
And I'm yeah, let's just go to Bell Island first. I don't actually say that. I understand this map.
All right. And then,
We just need to know what Steve wants to do. And what did you want to do?
I think I'm going to abstain because it goes against my interests, but I really want to help Giggles, so I'm kind of I could go either way on this.
Got you. I'm gonna hand you the map, and I'm gonna say I'm having a little bit of a hard time reading this map. I'm trying to figure out how long it's gonna take us to get to Bell Island. If it's a quick little putt.
What's the check you have to make for this? Survival. All right. I'll go over to Red Hot Chili Pepper. Can you
help
read this map? Yeah.
Oh, you're helping, Cookie?
Yeah, I'm helping to read the map.
All right, yeah, you guys are all poring over this map. You guys are checking out how far it is to Bell Island. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Righteous Dan.
I think I got 14.
Okay, with a 14, You think it would be about 4 days or so out of your way, in one direction, if you know sailed well and didn't stop anywhere, etc.
So like 6 months of game time.
Oh boy.
Right. This is exactly my concern.
We'll die on Bell Island.
Steve.
I feel like we lost Isaiah.
He's lost at sea. Well, I guess I'll.
I want to go to Moran.
Okay, then perfect. Moran, it is.
Yeah, I'm a little sad, but I'm like,
What are you sad about?
We're gonna come back and get Giggles to Bell Island. We were planning on going to Bell Island at some point anyway.
Yeah, Giggles isn't going anywhere.
I'm just afraid, like, this decision is going to cost him being able to reunite with his daughter, right? We're going to get him to Bell Island like
before
a year. Yeah, like she dies like 2 days before or something awful because we're not nice people and didn't bring him to Bell Island.
I mean,
I think that's fine though.
No, it's not fine. It's sad. But I think I would be, yeah. I mean, I think I'm pretty concerned about this weird thing going on with us, though. So.
All right.
You guys are planning to head up the river, right? On this boat?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the deal, guys. You were pouring over this map. You found that it's
Nothing
going
wrong
to
with
take you.
8 days there and back.
It's going to take
No
you
problem.
8 days there and back, but you also it's going to take you guys a little over a day to sail to the river mouth.
That's okay.
And once you get on the river, the detailed map of the
Hello?
currents and such is no longer.
I would like to point out that
Disappears.
we know before leaving that we have 1 day's worth of food and water on the ship.
Yeah, but Cookie learned how to fish, so we're fine.
Yeah.
I'd also want to ask you guys.
No, he did not learn how to fish.
I want to ask
All
you guys.
he did was he caught some worms.
I want to ask you guys what you guys are like, what your responsibilities on the ship are. So there is something called a tiller. The tiller is used to steer the ship. There's a boom that is used to change the direction of the mainsail.
I'm gonna do that boom thing with my mouth again.
I think Isaiah is
You
the
spend the week
appropriate
looking
person to
up
take
things
care of the
about- Hey, Tim, did you spend the week looking up things about boats?
I did spend a little bit of time doing that. And so one person has to be in charge of the boom, one person has to be in charge of the tiller, and one person has
You guys should put me in charge of both.
Of both?
one person has to be looking out and ready to climb up onto the sails to like fix things and stuff. And one person has to be available to help navigate with Rain.
What's Hot Chili Pepper do?
She is hanging out. She doesn't know anything about sailing.
Gotcha. Okay. Cookie, do you have a high intelligence score?
No, I'm just gonna be fishing this whole time.
Yep.
I'm going to try and fish too.
What?
I'm gonna ask Cookie to give me fishing lessons.
Cookie,
No.
do you have the unseen servant spell?
I might. Let's see.
You used to.
That probably means that I have it.
Yeah, you used it to bring your stuff out from the dungeon.
Oh yes, I do. I do have the unseen servant.
This might be a cool time to break. If you want to spend the rest of the time fishing, you should just summon that thing and have it do whatever chores make
Can't
sense.
I cast the spell several times?
Yeah,
Can
cantrip.
you teach me how? Can you teach me how
Oh,
to?
I can't trip.
Oh, it's not?
Can you teach me how to fish?
I need to learn how to fish first. Why don't we take turns
please.
fishing today?
Also, what's Loch's
Okay.
I mean, Loch can
Yeah,
help
Ted.
out however you want. Ted also can help out however you guys want.
Right. What's Loch's intelligence?
I have 3. I have 3 on mine.
Oh, you should do the map thing because
But we saw that I'm not very good at the map.
I mean, right, but you should be good at the map.
Okay. I feel frustrated by the fact that I was bad at the map the first time. And I'm a little bit hesitant because I am now feeling really self-conscious about not being good at the map. So I'm not really sure that I
I'm
was
gonna let you guys know, like, using the map's gonna be wisdom.
Oh, using the map's gonna be.
Oh, I should
Alright,
do.
you know
I
what?
should use the map then.
You know what? I am going to give my fishing rod to Steve, and I'm going to take care of the entire ship. with my unseen servants.
It's amazing.
I'm going to try and read the map.
Okay. I'm pretty good at climbing, and I'm pretty good at spotting things, so I'm going to be the topsman.
I'm now just like looking at my feet, feeling really uncomfortable as I realize I'm not good at anything and I can't be helpful.
Tim, can you remind us what the booms, what we have to do with the boom?
Just like when essentially like the boom and the tiller are going to be as rain or righteous Dan shout instruction for like changing direction or changing speed. You have to use the boom and the tiller to do that.
Is that a strength thing?
It will not be a strength thing. It'll be a wisdom check.
Okay, so anything that's not wisdom.
Raising and lowering the sails, raising and lowering the anchor.
Would
those
that
will
be strength?
And being a topman is very
I'm going to try and read the map.
okay. Cool.
I hesitantly am like, I guess I'll do the anchor.
Let's put Ted on that like catch-all service where he can just like kind of run around and help whoever's messing up.
Like that.
Okay. That's like sounds good to me.
What are we missing? We've got the topsman, the boom, the help all. Cookie and Steve are fighting over the map. Cookie has maybe multiple unseen servants. What positions are we missing?
I think you have them all. You've covered it.
Great. Then
Wait, who's doing the tiller and who's doing the boom?
I think
I'm doing the map,
right?
and Cookie's doing the boom.
What? No, I'm not. I'm
Steve is-
fishing.
Steve is
Oh
the-
yeah, Cookie's fishing. I'm doing the map.
Okay.
Steve's doing the map.
Steve's on map duty. We've got Rain is at the till. Is that the captain spot or that's something?
Rain is like he is everywhere and he's telling people what to do.
So then we still need a tillman, right?
Yeah, because I'm doing anchor and sail, hoisting and raising and whatnot.
Let's have the unseen servant do the till because literally the unseen servant just has to take basic instructions from whoever's navigating via map or topsman.
The unseen servant does only last 1 hour, FYI.
I'll just make them every hour then.
You're just gonna burn all your spell slots on unseen servants every day.
Have Ted fill in on Ted swap in and out in unseen servant, and then
You can have Loch do stuff too.
oh, I forgot about that. Let's have Loch and
Ted on boom and till.
no, not boom on help all until.
Who's
Hey,
boom?
Loch.
How's Loch's wisdom?
+1.
It's okay. So's mine. Anyone have better than one?
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Mine's -2, so.
Mine is 3.
Yours is 3. Steve, could you be a boomsman
Yeah, Steve,
No.
you could
I'm
steer
not.
the ship. You
get
could help out with
every time?
Oh my god, he could say boom all the time.
Yeah, boom.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So Steve, at the beginning of the day, you'll help out
Boom!
with the map, but then once you start sailing, you'll do the boom.
Wow, Steve, you're really pulling weight here. You are doing multiple jobs.
Well, apparently he is the only one of us that can actually sail.
And
So-
tiller is an unseen servant.
Loch
The thing that's actually steering the boat is an unseen servant. It sounds like
or Loch
or Loch.
or Ted. I feel like steering is a strength check, right? True or false?
No, it's wisdom, he said.
It's gonna be wisdom.
Why would steering be a strength check?
I know, I was ready to do that.
You literally have to move the entire rudder, and if currents are going against, you have to
Yeah, but you need to
really
need
hard.
to move it right.
Ships have multiple steering wheels because of how hard it is to pull the rudder against certain currents. Sorry, I forgot to mention, in the last week, I read a took place on the high seas. I read like 600 pages of fantasy.
I love that you did that. That makes so much sense to me.
All right. At times when you have to move the rudder against the strength of the current, it might be a strength check.
Well, I think that's when they call for Ted, right? Whoever's there is like, Ted.
In general, it'll be a wisdom check because you're trying to chart the course correctly.
Yeah, in a river, I don't think it's going to be relevant, right? Like,
Yeah, and the river probably steering won't be that relevant either, but on your way there. Okay, it sounds like you guys have figured it out.
we solved your ship puzzle.
So, Steve, you're pouring over this map with Rain at the beginning of this morning, and do a wisdom check, and you'll have advantage because Rain is adept at failing.
I'll have disadvantage
No, man, advantage.
because he's good at failing.
Oh, man.
Yes.
If that's what you want, go ahead.
Okay, a 7
Was that with advantage or with disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
Let's do the advantage, dude. Don't crack on
That one's
If you had advantage, what would that be?
8.
8?
Are you kidding?
What? I got a 5 and a 4.
Does anyone have inspiration?
I think Nick does.
I think Cookie does.
I think it's going to be an uphill battle to convince Cookie to use his inspiration on this, though. Functionally, no. Oh, Cookie has bardic inspiration.
Cookie is going to
Yeah, too late.
Oh, bummer. Does anyone have proficiency in cartography, which is a thing?
What is that?
It's maps.
Oh.
I mean, Rain does, but that just offered Isaiah advantage on this check.
Bummer.
I thought it offered me disadvantage.
Yeah, that's the case. The better you are at maps, the worse you are at reading maps.
I know, that's weird, right?
Dungeons and Dragons doesn't make any sense. It really
I know.
puts the fantasy in map reading.
So you guys chart a course.
Oh dear.
Rain and Steve decide, there were 2 routes to take. One was along the shore, and one was out into the ocean a little bit to do a loop back towards the river mouth. You decide on the latter one,
Much better.
and you guys.
I'm back.
Hello, Cookie. Steve rolled an 8 for charting the course, so you guys are
Yeah, I
charting.
heard everything. I was just on mute.
Okay. Did you want to give your inspiration?
Yes, I did hear about that.
It was the answer, yes or no.
It's gonna be a no from me.
You guys choose this course. Rain shouts to hoist the sails. Theeva,
What does the boom do?
once the sails are hoisted, the boom will catch the air,
14.
will catch the wind. He tells you to rotate the boom, Steve. He raises his finger up in the air and he's like, "Oh, the wind's at a southwest, perfect." And he has you guys raise the anchor. Steve, you do that too. And what did you get, Isaiah?
I
Roll.
got an 18, and while I use the boom, I'm going to do the boom thing.
Nice. You shout boom really loud.
I cover my ears.
No, I don't shout boom. It actually makes an explosion sound.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes an explosion sound. Everyone's a little worried that the ship just exploded, but it's the end of the tiller. And who's doing the tiller? Is that Loch?
Yeah, we're going to get Loch to do that.
So Loch rolled a 2, plus 1's 3. So he's trying to steer out of the harbor and actually steers the wrong way and it starts heading towards another ship.
Oh god.
There are other ships? Oh, in the
Right.
harbor.
Can I try and run over and take the deal from him?
Yeah, you can do that.
All right. I'm going to make a wisdom check.
Yeah.
Wow. I got a 3.
Yeah, you just turn it into another ship.
I'm noticing that we are going towards ships, and I shout, "Steve, you want to help them out?"
What do I do? I'm going to try and help them out.
I shot abandoned ship.
Oh no! It took us so long to get this ship.
You clip the side of the ship. It turns out it's Blinky's ship, and Blinky's ship just starts slowly sinking.
Oh
No,
Can
no.
you mend it?
no! No!
But
Can
you
I-
guys have successfully started leaving the harbor.
Is there any way I can get there to help? Can I fix it?
What are you gonna
Can I just
Could
put
we
a pirate?
Insurance information?
do?
Can I put a pirate swing onto their ship since we just hit it? We're pretty close, right?
Yeah, you can, but your ship's still moving.
Can you stop?
Okay, you should put an invisible servant on that ship to fix the ship.
All right,
Oh,
so
that's a great idea.
Thieva, you're trying to jump. Do a strength check to see how far you can make it,
Y'all, I hope you don't leave
or
without
in
me.
athletics.
And
When Theeva goes, I'm gonna tell everyone, okay, we're leaving without Theeva.
okay.
Thieva jumps onto this other ship, but doesn't quite get there, and is holding onto the edge with her arms as it's sinking.
I'm gonna try to pull myself up.
I'm gonna make an unseen servant on the other side that pulls her up.
Okay, the unseen servant pulls her up.
Okay.
Now you're on the ship. It's slowly sinking.
I'm gonna run to the leak and I'm gonna mend it.
Okay, it's pretty big gash.
Yep. I'm gonna just keep mending it.
I'm gonna say you gotta roll a good spell casting roll to successfully mend this gash.
That's
because
unfortunate.
mending by itself wouldn't normally do it.
Okay. 12, I think.
Okay. You hear, like, from the deck, like, "The ship is sinking again!" And you hear footsteps running down the stairs into below decks, and you see Blinky, and he's like, "Out of the way!"
Okay, out of the way.
He grabs this jar of, like, goo and slaps it on this hole.
He has a jar of glue?
Goo. It's the goo that the professor gave him.
It seems like
A
he's got
while
this
ago.
under control, and I'm going to try to get back onto my ship that's apparently leaving without me.
Okay, you run up the stairs, and the ship is now pretty far away. It's like 100 feet away.
I'm going to do one of those.
Do dragonborns have wings?
My ship.
Okay, so now you're swimming. Guys, have you done anything to
No,
slow
they're
the ship
ignoring
down?
me, I think.
My
I-
unseen servant jumps off the ship and drowns.
Your unseen servant disappeared when you got far enough away. So, sure, you did this before you did that. Now he drowned. Good job.
Hey guys!
No one saw it,
I
though.
think the unseen servant didn't drown.
You saw a little splash in the ocean, and then that was it.
I'm just swimming back towards the boat. That's
I'll try and drop anchor.
All right,
It's not hurt the boat, probably. I guess have we furled the sails?
you just hoisted the sails.
I just
yeah.
did that.
Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Hoist those sails.
I'm gonna cast my fishing rod towards Dana, towards Theeva.
Okay, roll a survival check. Oren, roll a strength check. Ted will help do the anchor.
All right,
He critically failed.
that checks out.
He can't untie the knot.
I got a 5.
I swam a little harder, seeing that
I
no
got a
one's
5.
going to help me on this ship.
I'm
Is
just gonna pull that.
Steve
back
still in the water?
That's what they say.
Steven,
You are?
Steven,
Why are
do
you
an
still in
athletic
the
check.
water?
You sailed away without me, remember?
Oh, I'm gonna try and use my levitation spell to levitate Theeva out of the water.
Yeah, I got not natural 20.
She's too far away for you to do that anymore.
You guys should have done something originally, but you said we're leaving without Theeva, remember?
Well, I
I'm
wasn't
going
telling
to
you.
use calm emotions on Theeva to make her feel better about the situation.
She's like 150
I am
feet
so
away.
far away. I did get a natural, but
Yeah, you're mostly keeping up with the ship, and you're swimming strongly. But
Guys, why did you leave without her?
you guys are the worst.
How am I the worst?
Spicy comes
What's
over to
that
help you with the sail. Righteous Dan, roll with advantage. Rain runs over, and Loch run over to help Ted on.
Oh, I forgot Ted was helping me with the sail in the first place. I forgot to roll with advantage. So I got a 10 on the last check. This check was... Hold on, that doesn't... All right, nat 20. There we go.
Yeah, you're able to drop the sail down really quick, and the others are able to get the anchor down, and the ship slows.
And we don't leave Theeva behind? Amazing.
And Theeva swims.
It's good that I was real good at swimming
The
somehow.
rest of the like,
Why did we leave without her?
she
We-
swims
we
like
both got her.
Sorry, just leave it.
Like, we all just literally was like, wait, who's Theeva?
she swims to 300 feet. What was your survival check, Cookie?
4 or 5.
You don't catch any fish.
Wait, I was trying
No,
to help
You're
Theeva.
trying to get me to be able to grab onto it, I think.
I didn't realize she was 150 feet away already.
Well,
Like all of a
What?
sudden,
What?
she was way out of reach.
But when I jumped, it was already like 100 feet away, and you guys just kept sailing.
You jumped 100 feet away?
No, I swam
You're
it.
a big jumper.
Theeva, there's like a chain attached to this anchor, and there's also a small string attached to Cookie's fishing rod.
Oh, I pull up the fishing rod. Fishing rod's gone.
All right, now there's just the anchor. You try
You
and
gotta
climb
climb that, yeah.
it. Okay, let's roll an athletics check again.
I won't be able to pull into Dana.
Yep, Theeva climbs up. She's soaking wet. shivering. It's kind of cold water. It's still spring.
Hey,
And
Cookie, it's my turn.
I imagine she's a little mad.
I am not only a little mad, but I am also like, I was feeling really bummed out about myself because I couldn't read the map, and I'm really like tapping into those I'm not good at anything feelings. And then I tried to jump onto the ship and couldn't mend it, and so I am cold and wet, and I just walk down below deck. I say nothing to anyone. I just walk below deck.
So you guys sail now. You guys rehoist the sails, and you are charting your course that you made with Rain this morning. Speaking of rain, let me see what the weather's going to be like today.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell Cookie. It's my turn, Cookie.
What do you mean? I haven't even gone fishing yet. You only get one turn
Well,
because
you
we only
literally
have
just
3
tried
work.
to fish.
Do you want to
literally
use
just
your
tried to
single turn right now?
How about I use it without a worm?
About halfway through the day, Rain comes up to you, Steve, and he's like, I think we were reading the map wrong. He explains to you that it seems like you guys got caught in a current that you thought you were going to be able to avoid, and he says, I think we're going to lose a day.
Check out.
Do you say?
And I'm gonna make a huge explosion this time.
Rain like jumps onto the deck, like covers his head, and he's like, "Oh God, you gotta stop doing that. It's freaky." Cookie, do a survival check if you're fishing.
I'm just not gonna open my mouth anymore. I'm just gonna make a boom sound.
Alright, let's see. Can I give myself Bardic Inspiration or no? I have to give that to someone else, right?
I'm pretty sure you have to give it to someone else.
Alright, so I'm going to use my Inspiration point. I'm going to cast my fishing line with Inspiration.
Okay. Well, you can roll once and then decide to use your inspiration point.
Oh, okay. I'm going to use my Inspiration point. I got an 8.
I feel like this would have been fun to be watching while we were like doing all that sailing stuff.
Alright, I got a 21.
Okay. You only use one worm, and you're able to pull up a fish somehow that's big enough to eat for all of you.
Wow.
Now we just need a way to cook it.
We can cook that.
I'm the MVP, guys.
I'm not there right now.
I think you mean MVS, most valuable sailor.
I'm actually the most valuable filleter.
Love it.
You guys otherwise sail without incident. The night nears, you guys prepare some food, and Rain's like, guys, we're gonna run out of water tomorrow.
Why? We don't even drink.
We're surrounded by water.
Oh, I think
I know. Just why didn't we bring a filtration system?
No, I prepared for this. Let me just double check and make sure that it does what I think it does.
And while you guys are eating,
Yes.
what did you prepare?
I prepared the create and destroy water.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Theeva for the win.
Going to be on a boat, I should do that. So I can create up to 10 gallons of clean water in an open container.
That's amazing.
Okay.
10 gallons.
10
So,
gallons.
You have a 10-gallon container?
yeah, I think the container they brought is about 10 gallons.
Did they?
So,
Was it filled with water?
Yeah, I think it also.
you can put it in a bucket. Like, there's a bunch of buckets on board. You have ways to store this water if you create it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you share that with the party, and Rain's like, oh,
Why
that's.
do you drink so much water? Like, I hardly drink any water in a day.
You're out on the sea.
So, you guys are munching on some stuff. Do you guys share any sea stories?
Well, once when I was a little child and I was out on a cruise, I found a purplicious frog. It was made of chocolate, and it was swimming in the ocean. And that's my story.
That's
I ate it.
I would like to know what kind of fish I caught.
I was gonna say sea bass, but then I was like, I don't like sea bass. I was gonna pick one that
Oh, a
it's a
sea
marlin.
bass? I guess it makes sense because it's so big, and it ended up being a bad fish.
Yeah, there it is.
The rockfish.
Just because it doesn't sell for a lot doesn't mean that we lose.
Is anybody else telling any sea stories?
I want to lead us all in a sea shanty.
A sea shanty.
Before you do that, I take out a book and I say, "See, stories." And then I put it away.
I'm still pretty quiet. I am not saying too much.
Is Theeva even here?
I'm here. but I'm just quiet. I can't.
No, she isn't. She's lying. She's not here.
Yeah, I'm
She's a
like
robot. She's a
I'm
robot again.
in the ocean.
What's going on, Theeva? A penny for your thought. I'm all over the place on this accent.
All of a sudden, you're one person.
Yeah. What's going on, Theeva? You're awfully quiet.
Oh, it's just been a day.
Yes, it has been quite the day. I agree wholeheartedly.
It's just,
Isn't it like the morning or is it night?
no, it's the day. I think the day is
You're
past.
eating dinner.
Yeah, and I just am like,
What's the dinner? Roll fish?
we cooked the fish.
Fish.
How do we cook it?
I have fire. I'll use my produce flame. Cook the fish.
And that didn't set the boat on fire?
It's in my hand. I can just like made that noise while it was happening too.
By the way, I'm saving a
no,
little
I'm
bit of
gonna
fish for
I'm gonna
more.
make a boom sound without opening my mouth.
I'm
I
saving
can't
a little
lie,
bit
I'm
of
not
fish.
sharing any of my feelings anymore.
Uh,
It was a good try though. Thanks, Righteous Dad.
Put a hand on Theeva's shoulder. I'm like, I hear you.
Rain and Spicy asked, did you guys see that? We saw like a beam of light towards Denethon the other day. Did any of you guys see that?
Yeah.
Sounds like St. Elmo's fire.
What?
I didn't even hear you. What did you say?
I said sounds like St. Elmo's fire, which is a phenomena where at sea people think they see fire. So they think it's a lighthouse, but it's actually just an optical illusion. And then
We were inside, in Craster's hole still.
Sounds like Chernobyl.
Oh God.
Okay, that's what you guys just say. It's like Chernobyl. Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
What else is there to say? I mean,
I think Denethon had some trouble recently.
wait, weren't you also on this island? Weren't you not in Denethon?
No, I showed up to whatever that town was roughly the same time you guys did.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's ever asked him where he was coming from.
Hey, dude.
What's up, brah?
Favorite color?
Purple.
I think he's forgotten that I already know his favorite color. So he's lying.
What?
After that riveting circle share that you all had,
right? Yikes.
you guys head to sleep, but Rain's like, we should probably keep watch.
Watch.
Yeah.
Let's set Loch to do most of it, and I'll take first shift, and then I'll wake Loch after 4 hours.
Well, that's a good idea. Utilize his I don't need to sleep more than 4 hours thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You also only need to sleep 4 hours?
No, I'll need to sleep into the day.
Okay, you're gonna sleep in.
It's like I think a long rest is what, 6? Yeah. No, long rest is 8 hours.
Okay.
So
I can split it with you if you want.
You have so many people. You don't have
Yeah,
to shoulder it
I was
all.
gonna say I can split that with you.
cool. Because we've got Loch, who only needs 4 hours. We really just need to do. I guess it's like we can do 2-hour shifts or something, or like it's like 2 hour, and then Loch for the rest of it.
Yeah.
And you sleep in just a little bit.
Cool. I'm into it.
So who's first?
I'll go first.
Okay. I'm gonna see if anything happens. Righteous Dan, you are, just making sure the ship doesn't run anything and charting the course, etc. And do a perception roll.
Okie dokie.
I feel like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Maybe. You never know. I got a 19.
Yeah, and you see, like, in the distance, what looks like out at sea another ship, but it is going away from you.
Okay. I'll be like, huh, and I'll just sort of keep an eye on it, see if it turns towards us at any point.
It's
Yeah,
probably the criminals.
You keep your eye on the ship, but it is moving.
Cookie, are you even awake?
It is moving south, and you are moving like southeast, and it slowly disappears from your view. That's what you see.
Sounds good.
Theeva, it's your watch.
Yeah. I kind of sulk my way up to the spot.
Do a perception roll.
Can I use my dark vision? Would that be helpful?
It would probably be helpful.
Okay, cool.
Do you have dark vision to like 60 feet or something though, right?
Yeah, it's 60 feet, I think. But I feel like I'm gonna long rest anyway, so I might as well just use it.
That makes sense. Oh yeah, if you weren't, I guess it didn't really make sense for you to sleep before. You want to hang out with me during mine? And I'll go to bed.
Yeah, it didn't really make sense for me to sleep before.
You're gonna have to, cause you can't break that up.
Yeah, I can't do 2 hours and then that's not a long rest, is it?
I'd argue for like if you get 2 hours and 6 hours, it would count as a full night's sleep.
Okay,
I
well
mean,
then no.
that's what people do.
I'm a nap.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh my god!
You keep watch, but nothing spectacular happens.
Good.
You don't see anything go on, and you go to sleep. Loch takes over. You go to wake up Loch, and you like
5. Okay.
you like go to wake him up, and you're like because he's just like sitting, staring straight blankly.
Meditating.
That'll creep me out a little
You
bit.
realize you haven't seen an elf sleep before. He like looks at you and he's like, "Oh, hey, sorry. That might be a little freaky. That's how I sleep."
Okay, that's fine. I just wasn't. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
It's your shift.
You just go into a trance. It's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you don't sleep.
We meditate.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's solid. I like that. I wish I could do that.
Wow.
I
I'm
looked
gonna
off
be an
the-
elf if I ever die. in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the question more is when you die.
I'll quiet up, above deck, but your turn at it.
Loch takes over, and nothing happens. Everyone else wakes up, and you go about your day again. Steve, Rain pulls you over, and he's like, "Let's figure this out for real this time. Roll survival with advantage."
Survival with advantage. 22.
There you go. Rain points out a few of the markings. He's like, "I think this is where we messed up, and you guys chart a different course now towards the river mouth, and you think you should be able to get there around nightfall." So, who's on the tiller? I forget. Loch. Loch nails the directional change. Steve, Rain yells at you to move the boom towards port.
I'm gonna move the boom towards right.
Yeah, left.
Yeah, you start moving to the right, and Rain's like, "No!"
I'm gonna move to the left.
Roll a survival check.
15.
Yeah, you're able to catch the wind pretty good with this boom, with this mainsail now that you've moved the boom over, and you guys are cooking along. Rain comes up to you guys, and he's like, "I think we're gonna get there before nightfall."
In the middle of this conversation, I'm gonna make a boom sound.
Okay, he jumps on the ground and covers his head, and he's like, "Gosh, you're killing me." What do people do on the ship today? Yesterday was pretty cloudy.
Okay, I have an idea. I think someone mentioned a couple of sessions back that they had a small bell. Is that true?
A bell.
Yeah, a small bell. It came in the scholar's kit or something.
No, I do not have a bell.
Diplomat's pack?
Is it? Any chance?
Let me see here. I have an entertainer's pack and a diplomat's pack.
I have an herbalism kit, which I don't think has a bell.
Man. Okay.
The scholar's
Well, maybe.
kit does not have a bell.
Oh well. Maybe.
It has a little bag of sand. What do we need the bell for?
I was thinking that we could. We could set up a fishing thing, like a fishing line on the back of the boat, and then attach a bell. So if anything bit, it would just start ringing.
You could try and make a bell.
I basically want to pitch this plan to Cookie and see if he can figure out how to rig this up.
Huh. Let's work together to make a bell.
Cool.
That would,
I'm into it.
work.
All right. What do you make the bell out of? How do you make it?
Let me see what I got.
I have string and a ball. I have a bunch of ball bearings.
I have a metal helmet.
Oh hell yeah! Okay.
A metal helmet.
I've been carrying it around since day one.
Okay. I'm beginning to see a
I
plan.
sort of remember that.
Ted's like, "I have this mostly melted crowbar."
That-
That could be
perfect.
used.
Okay. We can put a bunch of the ball bearings in the helmet and try and seal the helmet up, and that'll be kind of like a bell.
Wouldn't it just like ring and ring if we put it on the back of the boat?
Yeah, I guess we need something like a little more significant.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. As the ship moves.
We could put the crowbar next to the helmet, and maybe they'll knock together if something like gives it a solid tug.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, the crowbar
Okay.
is melted.
That's okay. It's kind of just like we're using the metal banging on metal, right?
It's really just melted metal, right?
All right, one of you do a intelligence check with advantage.
My
have-
intelligence is 0.
Alright, I've got 1. I'll do it.
All right.
Plus your proficiency bonus for you,
Three.
Cookie.
Ooh, that's
19.
very helpful.
19?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you jig something up throughout the morning, and it looks pretty good. You like tug on the rope that would be tugged on by the fish, and it rings. And when you don't tug it, it doesn't ring, even though you're like, hitting some good waves. The wind's picking up, so your ship's moving pretty good.
That's all?
Steve Jr. Forgot about him. Steve Jr.
Yeah.
Do a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we know Steve Jr. is probably gonna fart or squeal.
Or fall off the ship.
A 5.
Yeah, he yaks. He gets seasick.
Ew.
All
Oh
of it.
no.
Righteous Dan conjures a mage hand and begins scooping it over the side.
I'll follow behind him and I'll do my druid craft just to like rinse down the deck a little bit with a little ring.
Thank goodness.
I
Right.
pick up Steve Jr. and try to get the rest of it out so then he can feel better.
Righteous Dan, do a perception check as the top man. Yeah, it's maybe been going up and down every now and then.
Yeah. I got a nat 20 without anything.
All right, here's what you see. You see, it's like late afternoon now. You see in the distance land, and not only but you see the river mouth. And what else you see are some real gnarly clouds.
Clowns?
Clouds.
I would like to use magic mouth on the river mouth.
Too far.
Are the clouds between us and the river mouth?
It looks like the clouds are like at the river mouth, but they seem to be moving towards you. And you've been noticing throughout the day the wind's been picking up, and that's really helped you guys move along. But
Mm-hmm. Land ho! But also a storm ahead, right at the river mouth, which seems unfortunate. What do we do, Rainbow?
Rain's like, oh, we can circle away. We can try and land the ship in the river mouth. Those are two
As
options.
the captain, I'm sort of looking at you to make a decision.
He's like, we could head back out to sea, but we're gonna lose a day, and we're
I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna be honest. We're not that good at sailing ships, so I really don't want to sail into a storm. But I'm looking at you, Captain.
he's telling you how like risky it would be to sail right into the river mouth, but he also seems excited to try it.
How risky would it be?
Well, like the river mouth is probably, some rocks closer to the shore, and we'd have to make sure we navigate around that right to land. And,
Guys,
pretty windy.
we barely got out with the ship intact from a harbor in no storm, right?
We're getting better.
We've been at it for like 2 days.
Cookie, highs or lows?
Hey, Theeva,
Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
do you have any spells to change the weather?
That's what I was just looking. I don't think I
Cookie, you catch a fish with that. The bell rings and you pull up a fish, but it's like I don't know fish.
Mackerel.
It's like a
Marlin.
medium-sized fish. It's not a marlin. It is. Here we go. These are.
I'm
fish.
wondering why you were telling us this because none of us knows what fishes look like.
Maybe one of our
So
million.
I think
listeners
Cookie should
knows.
have to. I think Cookie needs to roll.
It's like a grouper.
Oh, a
You
grouper?
pull up this grouper.
That's not gonna feed us all.
It's like gonna feed like half of you, or you're gonna all be a little hungry.
I'm going to cast Unseen Servant so that the next time the spell rings, the Unseen Servant pulls it up instead of me.
Okay.
Now it's 0 work.
Okay.
I don't
automatic.
think I can do at my level to do anything about this storm. I can create storms. I can channel the energy of the storm, but I can't do anything to protect us from the storm.
All right, Spicy like whispers to Rain. He's like, "Fine, we should turn around."
All right, sounds good. Let's turn this puppy around.
All right,
We just anchor and hang out.
That won't work.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
think the
build a
anchor's gonna
tiny hut.
protect us from a storm.
Build a tiny hut.
so Rain tells you that you guys should head south, and you'll be able to head back north tomorrow morning. He tells you to turn the boom. Steve, do a survival check. And who's doing the tiller? That's
The lock, I think.
Loch. He tries to turn the tiller, but it's really hard because the currents and the waves and the wind.
I'll go
Let's
help.
get Ted to help.
Ed, help him.
He needs more strength.
I
Yeah,
got a 12.
you help him. All right, you do your strength check. Theeva critically failed her strength check.
I hang my head and I walk back downstairs.
I doggy dare you to roll above 10.
I walk downstairs. What's hysterical about this is like my character was created based off the rolls I made. So it's like my luck plus the bad luck of my character, right? Because it's my own personal bad luck and the bad luck of my character every time.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Ted pries it and he's able to get it out of its position, and Loch directs them, and you guys are able to turn the ship around. So,
I got a 12.
Oh, he was helping with the.
okay, yeah, you're able to get
I
this.
was booming.
You're able to get this boom around so that it is now facing the right way, and you guys are able to pick up the wind and move south. And you start feeling raindrops, and then
On roses? And whiskers on kittens?
yes, a lot of kitten whiskers all of a sudden on your faces. The waves start getting choppier. Who is still above deck?
Me, I'm just walking around.
Yo, I am. I'm top 10.
I think I'm the only one that's below deck, and it's because I'm moping.
Righteous Dan, do a dexterity save.
I'm gonna do a dexterity save. It's an 11.
Okay. You hit a pretty decently sized wave, and Righteous Dan, you fall off the top of the mast, but you're able to grab onto one of the ropes, and you get some pretty gnarly rope burn, but you're able to save yourself.
But as this all happens, you can hear just above like the sound of the waves. You hear faintly da da dun da da dun da da dun da da. And it's like from Emperor's New Groove. Righteous Dan is like doing the Cuzco theme song, like the Crunk sings his own theme song. And he's like, "You can swing, you can catch, you can sail on the waves." That's
It gets very dark, and you start seeing lightning to the north where you were.
What did you do, Dan?
Like 2 hours
I didn't do
before.
it.
You're not Dan.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a good thing we didn't go into it, Steve. Like that might have been a mess. Also, my hands hurt like hell.
Yeah, your hands hurt a lot. They're like
Real burned up.
real burned up. So actually, as you continue south, the waves do get a little bit less nasty. Right, Dan, do a perception check.
I got a 12.
Okay.
We're distracted because my hands hurt so bad.
You guys see an old man rowing in a rowboat closer to shore.
What?
Ho there! Look, it's a dude. It's a dude in a boat. Ho
Hey,
there!
come aboard. Join us.
Hey Steve, can you can make sounds, right? You wanna hail that guy over?
I'll make it sound like a big hello there, hello there, hello there.
Yeah, he sees your ship. He looks at you. He yells out, but you can't hear him.
Steve, you're the only one who can communicate with him.
No, I can't.
Or
Oh,
you
he
can
can't
communicate
communicate
to
with you.
him, but you can't communicate. Oh wait, I think you can communicate to him, but not back, right? That's basically where we're at.
Yeah.
You should just tell him that we can't hear him.
I'm gonna make a huge. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Then I'm gonna make a boom.
I think every time you make a boom, Steve, it's functionally our ship farting.
What?
We're the SS Cookie poops a lot, so it kind of makes sense.
He waves one of his paddles toward your boat and continues rowing.
Like
We should probably stop the boat if we want him to come aboard.
It's like saying,
Yeah, I agree with Cookie. Let's try and slow this thing down.
okay, how do you indicate to him that you want him to come to you guys?
Isn't he rowing towards us?
No.
No, he just waved at us and kept going.
I'm gonna say, come to us.
I'm going to play my bagpipes. I'm going to play SOS in Morse code.
What? Okay, he does. He rows towards you guys. I think you've unhoisted the sails and dropped the anchor. He tries to climb up the anchor, but he can't. He's pretty old.
Let's take some of the rope. I assume there's rope lying around of some sort, which is used in many things, and we'll rig up a harness on Ted and send Ted down to grab him. Do we have a ladder or something?
I mean, you've climbed up and down the anchor before. You don't have a ladder, but there is some more rope you could fasten.
Let's just we'll rig a harness to Ted and send Ted down, and Ted can grab him, and then we can pull Ted back up.
Okay. Do a strength roll to see how good you are at holding Ted.
I mean, I'm not going to. My hands hurt.
Yeah. Who's lowering Ted and picking him back up?
We'll get Rainbow and Hot Chili Peppers, and we'll get Loch. We'll get all the NPCs in on it.
They're all noodles.
Does anyone have strength?
I do, but
Oh,
I'm
how
moping.
about me? I'm real strong.
You do? All right, we're gonna go downstairs. And
I have 2
Theeva.
strength.
I think Steve's
Oh,
strong.
you do? Oh, great.
Steve,
Steve,
roll.
you wanna hoist Ted down and up?
Steve, roll with advantage. People are helping you.
Okay.
Roll a strength check.
You want to bardic inspiration him, Nick?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, so
Be inspired.
I just go. Do I roll again?
But he already
Roll
had
add D8.
advantage.
If you want.
I just got double 10s with my advantage.
No,
So add a
no,
D.
there's no advantage. Just add D8 to it. Roll a D8 and add.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, nice. You got it.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right, you're able to lower Ted down. He grabs this old man, brings him up. The old man's like, "What about my boat?"
I was gonna ask that, but I wasn't up there.
And Ted's like, "Ah," and he goes down there and grabs onto the boat with both of his hands. And someone else is gonna have to help Steve pull up.
I hear a ruckus and I come upstairs.
Okay, you see them. You see Steve struggling to pull this rope with Loch and Spicy.
What is he doing with the boat?
He's trying to pull it on.
Trying to pull it up.
I sigh and I go to help.
What's going on?
You got an 8. Does anyone else want to help?
I'm just gonna levitate it.
Oh!
You gonna levitate it? Okay.
Yeah.
You cast levitate and this boat just lifts out of the air and Ted's like, "Oh, duh." You bring this rowboat onto the boat and this old
And Ted is also on the boat because he was holding on to the rowboat.
this old man is shivering and he's like, "Hi, thank you so much. I'm cold and wet and I don't know why I decided to row anyway.
What's your name?
Trying to go.
Trying to get to Keller's Point. You know, I'm a famous bard. You've probably heard of me.
Oh, what's
We
your
haven't
name?
heard of you.
My name's Jolly Jove.
Oh,
Jolly Joe?
Nice to meet you, Jolly Joe.
I would like to do a history check or an insight check to see if I know of Jolly
Do a
Joe.
history check.
While that's happening, I'm gonna go get one of the blankets that we have on the boat and give it to him to wrap up in since he's very cold.
Okay, he appreciates it. It's still raining, but it is not as hard as before.
I got a 19.
You know Jolly Jove by the Bardic Circuit. You know that he's not actually very famous. And you know that he tells jokes.
Oh, nice. All right, Jove. We'll help you out, but let's hear a joke.
Oh, that's my thing. Of course. All right. What did the skeleton say before naming all 10 of his children's names?
Nothing.
What did he say?
Nothing.
Let me rattle them off for you.
Uh,
Well, I really didn't think a skeleton would be able to say anything.
Righteous Dan starts slapping his knees. Laughing. He's really into that joke.
I cringed a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I'm like in the
give a
fetal
polite laugh.
position, laughing so hard about this joke.
Oh my
Rolling
God.
around.
I found that one humorous.
Guys, I got another one for you. If you like that one so much, he points at you, Righteous, and he's like, "That's a good one. I'm going to write that one down." He got a notebook and stopping wet, and he's like, "Oh, never mind."
I'll write on it.
He says,
Hey, what did the sopping notebook say to the sopping notebook?
"What?
Can you please give me a towel? Red and chili.
Wow, that's an interesting joke style you got there, son."
Righteous Dan is like starts laughing, but then like kind of looks puzzled, and he's like, I think that one went over my head. I don't understand.
I
Well,
think Righteous
Hi,
Dan is
Job.
that.
I want to hear another joke.
sure. What do elephants do before bathing in the lake?
Take off their trunks.
Yeah, they put on their swimming trunks.
I
You guys knew that one already. He
I
takes
start
off.
jumping up and down and laughing.
He takes off a hat he's wearing and holds it out to you guys.
I think I gave away all my money.
I grabbed the hat and I put it on my head.
got
He takes it back. He's like, no. This is my career, my profession.
Yeah, it's mine too.
We just spent all our money on this boat. We have nothing.
I'm going to give him a gold piece.
Okay.
Can I do a check to see if I can pull out some belly button lint?
Yeah, this is just gonna be a luck rolls, highs or lows.
Highs.
You're full of belly lint.
I placed this pile of belly button lint in the hat.
Okay.
I realized I haven't pulled out my belly button lint for 3 months.
I'm pretty sure you did pull out your belly button lint like a week ago. You get the belly button lint, and he looks at you and he's like,
I'm disappointed in you, fellow bard.
Well, what about me? I gave you a gold piece.
I thank you.
You're
That's a
welcome.
lot of money.
he holds out his hat to more people around the boat.
What kind of a hat is it?
It's like a floppy hat.
I mean, like
Honestly,
you
not-
said, we just spent all of our money on the boat. But why are you rowing to Keller's Point? Isn't that a far, far way away?
I got a gig there.
So you decided to row?
You're gonna row all the way there?
You guys want to take me?
We're not really heading that way.
I mean, you seemed like you were gonna die. So we picked you up, but we're headed up the river.
Oh, I see. Anyone gonna pay me more money?
No.
No, I heard there's pretty big for bars in Mithril.
Mithril ain't real. I'm going to Keller's Point. That place is real. I've been there.
Well, we'll be happy to have you on the boat until the storm passes and, allow you on your way.
Well, if you guys aren't going to Keller's Point, I'm going to get off and continue rowing.
There's a bad storm coming.
Can we take him as a slave?
No.
Oh my God. I'm to know that there's a really bad storm coming and he should probably not keep rowing right now.
Well, if you guys keep me around and pay me some more money, I'll.
I'm gonna tell him that Cookie wants to take him as a slave.
Dude, if you wanna
I'm
go
gonna say that Cookie wants to take him as a slave.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Before
if you
you
wanna start rowing into a storm and potentially kill yourself, go for it, man. But if you wanna hang out here for a little while and wait out the storm, we're willing to do that. Give you a space on our boat. Whatever you want to do, man. It's up to you. But we're gonna park here for the night.
He's like, I'm getting a little weird vibes from you guys talking about slavery, so I'm just gonna leave.
Before you leave,
Alright.
I'd like to try and talk to him for 3 minutes to try and some despair.
Oh no.
What do you say to him?
Well, I don't. Here, wait. Let me check my College of Whispers. See what I have to say.
Oh my goodness.
Just like nihilist taglines, like there's no meaning to life and everything you've done is useless.
No,
Uh,
he usually just talks.
Basically, I infuse innocent seeming words with an insidious magic that can inspire terror. So I'm just gonna to him about rubber duckies for a minute.
Okay. Go ahead. I'll start the timer.
All right. Well,
I can start
do
it.
you have any rubber duckies in your suitcase that you take with you for your performances?
No.
Rubber
I
duckies
don't.
can be a very good addition to your performance.
In what way?
Because rubber duckies are just so funny. I think you're gonna want to get some rubber duckies and take them with you everywhere you go.
Are you
from now on.
offering me a rubber ducky?
I'm afraid I don't have any, but
Halfway there.
rubber duckies are a very, very useful tool, and
You said
they're
that
pretty
already.
cheap. Like one rubber ducky is like one copper piece.
Yeah, I'm convinced. All right, I'm gonna go now.
Where you go, you should know what rubber duckies do.
What? Okay.
Rubber duckies squeak if you squeeze them.
3, 2,
Okay.
1.
That's what you should know about rubber duckies.
All right. You talked to him for a minute. You have to live.
All right, you can be on your way, sir.
Doesn't he do a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
You got a 2.
He's gonna be frightened for an hour.
As he's leaving, he's like, "Here's this joke that you guys are losing out on my professional abilities. I'll leave you with this joke so you know, because this is one of my favorite ones. How many tickles does it take to make a kraken laugh?
How many?
10 tickles."
Ah,
I already heard that.
Dan doubles over.
And then
I'm gonna say, I already heard that. It's not the best joke in the
he
world.
says, "Hey, lizard face, can you put this shit back in the water?"
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
did you just call him lizard face?
Yup.
I'm gonna try and grab that gold coin back.
It's in his pocket.
Don't forget, he's very frightened now.
Yeah. He's
I'm
pretty
gonna-
scared.
I am going to I know you are frightened. Now give me that gold coin back.
No. He
I
starts,
raised my arm as if to strike him.
he starts running towards the edge of the ship, and he's like, "You can't do this to me! You can't catch me!" And he goes to jump off the edge.
I'm gonna try and let's
You should levitate him upside
see
down.
my spell. Oh yeah, I have the rotate spell.
Wait, what?
What?
What does that mean?
Of course I don't have the rotate spell.
Oh, I said levitate spell.
He jumps off the ship.
I'm looking at my spell.
Righteous Dan is thoroughly confused. He's like, "Oh, this has been a very strange interaction. Do you want your
Okay,
bow?"
I'm gonna
You hear, "Yes!"
I look
Okay,
at him
I'm-
like the clown and it, and I say, "Don't you
I'm-
want to vote?"
Ted, I look at Ted. I'm like, "You want to help me throw this boat over the side?"
Yeah. Okay.
All right. We try and lift the boat and chuck it over the side.
Do this
Try
thing.
not to hit him.
I'm gonna say, guys, wait.
Got him too.
Ted
I'm
only got it.
I'm gonna say, wait.
You guys try and throw this boat over, but you
I'm
can't
going
throw it
to
over the rails.
I go to help.
I'm gonna help.
I got a 17.
Okay, Steve, roll your strength.
You got a
scrolling.
17?
Yeah, I have +4 strength. That's the one thing
What?
Yeah.
You should just pick up a sword and hit people.
I got a
all the
17
time.
too.
You
I
guys
got
have-
a 17.
okay. You guys throw the ship over.
I
Highs
only
or
have
lows?
plus strength. So
Oh no.
You don't even need to be good at swords. You can just, with +4, you can just hit people with stuff.
I do have a great sword actually.
Highs or lows?
Lows.
Okay, it lands right side up, pretty close to him, and he's like, "God, he almost killed me.
I am like pretty over this guy.
Okay, bye.
Where are my oars? Give me my oars."
You're gonna
You
get
should
hit by
definitely
the
keep
oars.
his oars.
I'm gonna grab an oar and throw it off the boat.
Okay. He grabs his oars and he starts rowing away.
Okay.
And you guys
What's
say
the
bye.
door?
Bye, Jove.
Bye.
Get
Well,
it?
By Jove.
Bye, Jove. That was the joke.
Wait, he got. Did he get the ore from the other side of the boat?
You threw one ore on the other side of the
Did he
boat?
get the ore from
Is that
the
right?
other side of the boat?
He didn't. He only has one.
Yes.
So he starts rowing with one oar into the dark.
That won't work.
He's super frightened.
Yeah, he's pretty scared. That's why he jumped off the boat without his boat.
It's a bold move for sure.
Yeah, Rain and Spicy are like, that was pretty strange, guys. Also, did we just kind of kill him?
I mean, I think he killed himself, but I don't really understand why.
Right?
Like, he seemed really determined to head north, despite the fact that we told him there was a storm and...
Oh, he's heading south.
Oh, well, at least he's not heading into lightning.
Yep.
I feel like he's probably still gonna die someday.
I mean, we tried to get him to stay.
Alright, you guys want to go to bed and try and navigate to the river mouth?
You guys eat the rest of your food.
Are there
And
any other fish that the servant catches?
no, that was the one fish you got. But the storm seems to be letting up, so Rain instructs you guys to turn back around, and head back towards the river mouth.
Oh, so we're not going to sleep. We're just going to head right back?
He thinks you guys are going to get there like in the middle of the night.
That works.
He suggests that everyone should sleep still.
Okay. We'll set
Cookie's
Loch to-
nocturnal, so Cookie should be asleep this entire time.
We can have Loch keep watch, and then he can just sleep during the rest of it. Or we can have Red Hot Chili Peppers stay awake because she doesn't do anything useful.
Yeah, it's true. She doesn't do anything useful.
Once you guys get to the river mouth, you guys will have to like wake up and do some stuff to navigate into the mouth. At least some of you.
Oh wait, are we sleeping while the boat is going?
Yeah.
That seems like crazy dangerous.
Is anyone
Princess Dan is
sleeping?
not comfortable with that. He is gonna stay awake.
Is anyone sleeping yet?
No.
No.
Is
Yeah.
anyone sleeping yet?
I'm fast asleep.
Cookie is.
Okay, that doesn't sound.
Princess Dan is gonna take watch.
Well, not anymore.
Okay. Dan's watching. Loch's meditating. He wants to be ready for when the ship reaches the river mouth. Rain does the same thing. He sleeps. Spicy stays up because she's getting the vibe that you think she's useless. And she's like, I'm not useless. I'm going to watch with you.
Checks out. Let's hang. Actually, and then Princess Dan might doze off a little bit, but not enough. He's just gonna be like napping, but not like long rest napping.
Yeah.
He's coming in now.
You guys are resting on the ship. Nothing of note happens. Spicy looks at you after 2 hours and she's like, I actually can't do this any longer. I'm too tired. I'm gonna go to bed.
Checks out. All right. I'll see you later.
Useless, I mutter in my sleep.
Dan, are you still staying up?
Yeah, Dan's gonna take the rest of the watch. He's kind of
I'm
more paranoid.
After 2
Yeah.
more hours, Dan, Loch comes out and he says, you see anything? Roll a perception check.
Not 20.
Yeah, you strain your eyes and you're like, oh shoot, I see the river mouth.
Yeah, I'll land ho, bro.
The skies are also clear. Like there's a really cool array of stars overhead now. You can see the constellations, and you keep going. Locke's looking up at the stars, and he's like, "What's your favorite constellation?"
I like Dorman. Dorman, the ever-changing. It appears in a different space of the night sky every night.
Whoa, I didn't know that one.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think it's over. I'm gonna make a perception check. I can't find it. It seems, like sometimes it's so obvious to me, but other times it's missing. And it's like, I just like how it's always a little different, Because we're always a little different,
I have a question about
Okay.
the universe.
Yeah,
Are there other planets in this galaxy?
I mean, are there other planets in this galaxy, or are there planets in the solar system?
Yeah, I guess solar system. would be a better
Okay, do a
question.
history check for that.
Oh, well, I'm asleep, so I can't do that right now.
You can do a history check. This was a thought you had at some point as a character, or are you asking me Nick? Or ask me as Nick or Cookie?
I was asking you as Nick, but
Oh.
okay. Cookie will do a history check. And Cookie got a 9.
Cookie does not know astronomy.
Oh man.
But Nick, you know that there are other planets in the solar system.
Do they also have life? Will we be able to travel to them someday?
You don't know the answer to that.
Nobody knows the answer to that.
Nick doesn't know the answer either. So Locke's like, should we wake some people up?
Yeah, most definitely. We should probably man the boat at this point. We wake Rainbow, and we're like, "Hey, Captain, we seem to be approaching the river's mouth. What do you want to do?"
Ooh, someone get on the hill.
I'm gonna wake up. because
All
they're
right.
talking too loud.
I'll go wake Ted up and be like, "Hey, who's got the highest wisdom?" I'll wake Cookie up and be like, "Hey, Cookie, you want to man the till for a hot sec?"
Cookie does not have the highest wisdom.
Who has the highest wisdom?
Not me.
Wait!
Oh man, I keep forgetting because you have high everything.
I have
Every
two
time I
though.
ask,
Pretty
it's
good.
always like I'm all confused on these stats, right? It's like Theeva's got strength, Cookie's got wisdom. I mean, Steve's got wisdom. Steve Jr.'s got constitution. Where the hell are we? I wake Steve and I'm like, what does Steve Jr.
Steve
have?
Jr. doesn't have any constitution. It's
What
zero.
does-
Oh, he's 0.
What
Nothing.
does he?
He's a pig.
I think he just did really well on his roll.
Nothing.
Regardless, you wake up Steve, right?
I wake up Steve and I'm like, hey, you want to man the till? We're showing up at the river's mouth.
He has -2 intelligence.
Okay,
What do I do with that?
So-
I'm gonna make a booming sound.
as you guys get closer to,
I think everybody wakes up if you make a big booming sound.
Yeah, that woke me up.
so you guys get towards the river mouth, and Rain is like, all right, lower the mainsail, but keep the jib up. The jib is the smaller sail attached to the mast.
I will lower the mainsail, but keep the jib up.
Do a strength roll.
A 7.
All right, you can't do it, but I guess everyone's awake, so Ted helps you. You got a 9.
Yeah.
But together, you guys are able to struggle to get the mainsail down.
That wind, man.
Steve, do a wisdom check. There is a rock in the middle of the river mouth.
Oh no.
A big boulder.
Steve, you got this. What?
Oh,
Oh my
no.
god. We lost Steve!
Oh no, we're heading right towards a big boulder, Steve. This isn't the time, Steve.
Nick, you want to throw down some bardic inspiration?
Oh, sure. I'm gonna sing a song about Steve being mute
How does it go?
sometimes.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
It's
I'll
more
write
like
you down
a it's more like a
Ew.
lyrical
It's like-
poem.
Oh.
Be like, boy, I miss Steve. His words really weave, except for right now, when his voice went kerpow.
Yeah, we got that.
What happened to my voice?
We couldn't hear you for a long time. Steve, do a wisdom check plus bardic inspiration if you want it.
Save our ship.
Cookie, I'd say take inspiration for your song, but you already have inspiration that you... Oh, no, you used it, right? Didn't
I
you?
used it.
Take another one.
Yes, nice.
Man.
Theeva, I'll give you retroactive inspiration for diving.
I
Across
was
the ship.
wondering about that. I'm like, I jumped onto another person's ship, tried to mend it, swam all the way back to my ship, even though no one wanted to save me.
I'll give you retroactive inspiration for
And I
that.
didn't get anything.
Well, it was just so dull and ordinary that no one was inspired.
Right? Exactly. Like, come on.
Steve, what did you get, man?
I miss Steve. I miss Steve. I wish he'd weave the boat over the rocks. If he were here, it'd be dear. We're so near to crashing on the rocks. Where's our Tillman? Where is he? I can see how we're going to be. It's not pretty. I'm hardly witty. I just want to survive.
City.
Yeah!
Steve! Do a perception check, people who want to. We're paused.
I got a 9.
I got a 10.
Heyo!
Does Cookie want to do a perception check?
Yeah. I got an 18.
Cookie, only you see this, but you see, like, on the south side of the shore of this river,
into the woods a little bit, past the river mouth, you see like some like huts peeking out from the trees, and you see a little bit of like campfire smoke or something. You think there's a settlement.
Hey guys, there's a settlement. If we can just get past this rock.
We can go there when we crash our ship horribly.
Perfect.
I think I'm going to take over the till.
Checks out.
Okay. Roll survival. Roll wisdom.
Wait, which one?
Wisdom.
My wisdom's better than my survival. I got a 16 or a 15.
Okay. You take over the till from Steve, who's like, I guess he freezes in place. He freezes in place, pretty timid and scared of like accidentally crashing the ship. You take it over and you steer. Do you pick right or left of the rock? It's like in the middle of the mouth.
What do you guys think?
Go larboard.
Can I look and see?
All right, I picked starboard.
More clear, one way or the other.
You go starboard. You turn right.
Never mind.
No, the choice is already made, and it's fine. You guys turn right, and your ship is slowing a little bit. At this point, you're getting closer to the settlement. Rain's like, yeah, I see the settlement. Do we want to stop there?
That looks like a good stopping point.
We're kind of out of food, and we're out of the ocean too, which means we're not going to really
Sure.
get fish.
I'm down for like a quick pit stop. Like we can't be doing this thing where we decide we're now living here.
I think we should see if there's any quests in this small settlement.
That's exactly what we're avoiding in this small little town.
Let's see if we can find someone who sends us across the map.
I would like to point out that if we were going to not go to Moran, we should have taken Giggles to Bellevue or Bell Island. So we better be on our way to Moran.
Righteous Dan's like, yeah, I'd be super down to stop. I haven't slept too much, and I'm feeling pretty exhausted.
Okay, so you guys, it's like the middle of the night. You throw down the anchor in this river mouth. I assume you guys wait till morning to go into town?
I'd imagine.
I mean, if you guys are Loch, doesn't have to. Dude's well rested.
It's true, but like
What's he gonna do on his own?
he doesn't. Locke's like, I think probably they're all asleep. That would be a little weird.
Checks out. So Loch, dude, you mind keeping watch while the rest of us catch some Z's?
Yeah, man, I'll do that.
Aw.
He seems pretty excited to be given that responsibility.
Dan puts his hand on his shoulder and is like, "Thanks so much, man."
Okay, you guys are anchored outside this town.
Also, are we doing anything about Isaiah?
I was just gonna say, do we want to stop for now? Especially
And that was a good stopping point.
Isaiah is gone, and I don't know what this town is.
Actually, let's head into this town.
Come on, Rolf.
Well,
I would like to go into all of the houses very quickly
wake up all of the people.
and ask them their names and professions.
And you gotta ask them about their government, like in excruciating detail. How does it work?
I'd like
How
to
are they
know what he believes in as a religious system.
How much do they know about astrology and astronomy?
We also can't forget to ask about their pets.
Yep.
Yeah, including past pets,
Yeah.
backstories. Delve deep.
Favorite memories.
So you make these jokes, and next time I'm going to prepare all this stuff, and you're just gonna like fart at them and try and drive them insane, and then leave.